今日係第二個禮拜。
Today, the second week of June.
咁我哋咧會繼續講聖經裏邊一啲嘅植物。喺6月份喺掛牆日曆裏邊講到一種嘅植物叫做芸香。
We will still talk about some plants we mentioned in the Bible. On the calendar for the June, it mentioned about root.
我哋就會用呢一個嘅植物去睇關於敬拜方面嘅問題。
We use this plant root to discuss or the sermon about the true worship.
好，整停嗰一陣，我估應該係呢一個 page， 係嘛？呢個得唔得 ？OK 係咪啊？因為我呢度係唔同啊。OK， 好得啦。好嗱，咁咧就啱啱過去尋日開始咧，其實安省已經嗰個口罩令解除咗，係咪？
So starting yesterday, the mandatory of using masks has been revoked.
繼續講啊 ，I'm Patrick.
Okay. So since yesterday, the order that everyone had to wear masks was revoked. And
嗱，咁咧就我唔知大家你仲想唔想繼續戴口罩？
I'm not sure if you still want to wear masks.
Patrick， 你繼續講多次啊。
I'm not sure if you, any one of you still want to wear masks.
OK， 好。你會唔會戴啊
Would you still wear masks?
大家想唔想戴啊？咁啊，下次我哋都會諗呢個問題，戴唔戴？繼續保持戴啦，好唔好嚇？咁啊，大家保持平安。不過我哋諗咗一樣嘢。
But I think one thing.
Patrick 繼續講，聽唔到呢度。
Okay. I'm not sure. I'll think of one thing about the mask.
OK， 嗱，咁我哋咧就喺回顧翻啱啱需要戴口罩期間嘅裏邊咧，都有好多真係都唔知好笑定苦笑嘅事情。
When I think back about when we need to start to wear masks, there's a lot of occasions. Seems I'm not sure it's funny or it's painful.
因為咧初時根本全世界都冇口罩。
In the beginning, there's no way we can find the mask.
但係人嘅創意係好好嘅。
But there's some people who's really creative.
因為咧佢哋會諗咗好多唔同嘅方法去當口罩。
They thought of many ways to create a mask.
嗱，攞個三條油皮咁啊，笠住當口罩。
It's just use a foot screen and then appear and make a mask.
咁或者有好多唔同嘅，揾個樽笠住咁又係口罩。
Lots of people you maybe use as a bottle and pretend it's a mask.
嗰陣時其實好似好笑，但係其實亦都好可憐嘅情況，因為冇口罩。
It seems funny or interesting, but it's a painful experience too, because it's really all of masks.
但係當口罩嘅供應慢慢多咗嘅時候，人有唔同咁諗法喎。
But when we have more supplies of masks, there's different thinking again.
人嘅嘗試咧，將啲口罩咧去美化下。
And try to beautify or fashionize the mask.
口罩咧就配呢件衫，第日嗰個口罩配嗰件衫。
They try to match the mask with fashions or the clothings.
咁咧就其實啲口罩咧係當一啲嘅時尚嘅一個服飾嘅品牌。
And then use the mask as something part of the fashions.
但係跟住咧，慢慢嘅疫情最嚴重嘅時候，人就開始翻諗下，究竟我哋需要咩口罩？
And the pandemic is getting serious. Then people talk about, oh, what is the best, most functional mask they should use?
佢哋跟住開始咧戴啲 N95啦。
They start to use something called N95 mask.
或者用韓國嘅好定邊度嘅好嚇？
Or you don't think about, oh, what is this should be, where should the mask be produced? It's the best.
其實我哋應該去諗口罩最緊要嘅功用係乜嘢？
But we should think about what's the function of a mask.
當我哋戴口罩最主要嘅作用係咩？
It was the main purpose of using a mask.
係咩？保障我哋啊嘛。
For sure, it's for protecting ourselves.
所以最緊要一樣嘢就係、當保障到嗰個就係好嘅口罩。
As far as the mask can protect us, this should be the good mask.
其實好多時人慢慢去有啲嘢習慣化，有一啲重點係忽略咗嘅。
And when we get used to something, we may miss the most important things.
追求嘅重點亦都好容易會隨之走歪咗。
And also we lost what we try to trace for.
當我哋將呢一個思想擺喺我哋嘅日常每個星期嘅敬拜，值得我哋去諗一諗。
We apply the same kind of logic to our worship that we worth our thinking.
我哋會唔會已經好習慣去敬拜，即係幾時起身、幾時唱、幾時會嘅？我哋忽略咗喺敬拜裏邊個重點係。
When we get used to worship every Sunday and when should we wake up and prepare, then we may lose focus or we lost the purpose of the worship.
或者我哋期望有冇啲好啲嘅歌啊，或者我哋有冇啲好嘅 entertainment 啊，或者有其他嘅嘢。敬拜最重要係乜嘢？係與神相交。
And maybe shift from expectation to what kind of song or what's the entertainment we should get, but don't forget, worship is for our relationship with God.
縱然我哋有一個好好嘅娛樂嘅成分，但係如果喺當中我哋經歷唔到神、見唔到神，或者與神冇相交嘅時候，嗰個敬拜亦都失去咗嘅意義。
Even where the worship is full of entertainment elements, but we feel we lost, we're not able to build relationship with our God, then this is meaningless.
今日我哋睇嘅經文係講到雲香，而喺馬太福音嘅時候係用茴香去表達。
The plant we're going to talk about is something called root.
你會見到茴香其實係一個唔係咁吸引嘅一種嘅植物。
Root is not a very attractive plant.
Patrick 再繼續講。
Hey, hello.
OK， 繼續啊。
Okay. Yeah.
我頭先聽唔到呢度。
Okay, root is not a very attractive plant. So root is not an attractive plant.
OK，但係你會留意咧，雲香又好，茴香又好，佢哋都有好唔同嘅作用。
But root have its own functions.
咁有啲人講到咧，茴香咧有一種藥用功效啊。
And the root can be used for medical purpose.
特別喺中醫嘅裏邊咧，好中意講特別咁嘅天氣你覺唔覺得你好濕啊
？Use as a Chinese herb, you can be used for a really high humidity weather.
茴香有一種去濕嘅功效。
So it's root have a function to in medicine.
我哋中國人喺裏邊咧認識茴香，其實我哋係一啲嘅烹調嘅裏邊一種嘅調味品嚟嘅。
The medicine purpose we can help us to stay in the humidity, but for cooking it is kind of a herb.
擺咗落去一啲味咧，裏邊咧可能有特別一啲好味啲喎。
And then you can as a herb for cooking and make it more tasty.
咁亦都有人嘅講到咧，因為佢有一種特別嘅味道呢種嘅味道咧，其實蛇蟲鼠蟻係最怕。
And also the root has a very special smell, and that the insects is really afraid of.
咁即係換句話講茴香雖然外表唔係吸引，雖然可能唔顯眼，但係佢嘅作用有佢相當嘅作用。
The root is not attractive, but it's really functional.
耶穌雖然渺小，但係你會睇翻聖經嘅裏邊係有記載呢一種嘅植物。
The root is always not attractive plant, but the Bible did mention it.
特別邊個去提到呢個植物咧？係耶穌自己。
especially Jesus Christ mentioned this root himself.
無論喺路加福音嘅裏邊，第11章，耶穌係提過，你們法利賽人有禍啦，因為你們將薄荷、芸香並各樣嘅菜蔬獻上1/10啦，公義愛神的事反倒不行，這原是你們當行的，那也是不可不行的。
The Gospel root 11:42 mentioned, Woe to the Pharisees, because you give God 1/10 of your mint, root, and all other kinds of garden herbs, but you neglect justice and the love of God. You should have practiced the latter without leaving the former undone.
你亦都睇到馬太福音嘅裏邊第23章23節裏邊，亦都同樣有記載，但係特別嘅地方嘅裏邊咧，係講到唔係芸香而係茴香。
So also in Gospel Matthew 23:23 mentioned about root, but it used a different name called cumin.
一種好普通嘅植物，但係耶穌裏邊提及，甚至耶穌用呢一種嘅植物去提醒當時一啲嘅宗教嘅人士、宗教嘅高層喺佢哋嘅敬拜上面出現咗一啲嘅問題。
And Jesus also used root or a dew to mention there is the problem that about the Pharisees when they worship God.
耶穌期望透過呢種植物去提醒佢哋，亦都透過呢種植物能夠希望佢哋喺敬拜事情上面得以有改進。
Jesus wanted to use the plant to mention what the problem they have and try to help them to improve their worship.
以致佢哋能夠得到喺敬拜上面嘅祝福。
It's just that they can, or even the Pharisee can get the blessing from the worship.
弟兄姊妹，今日我哋嚟到主嘅面前，我哋嘅敬拜會唔會已經好習慣化？
Brothers and sisters, would you be getting routine as to worship God?
我哋今日嘅敬拜，我哋嘅重點係乜嘢？
Today, when we worship, what should we be focused on?
我哋敬拜係因為我哋要去親近到神，定係因為我哋有一啲嘢要做，定或者我哋想見到一啲嘅人，定點樣？
When we worship, we would like to get close to God, or we have other purpose.
神點睇我哋每一次嘅敬拜咧？
So what God view us or see us
咁讓我哋能夠透過神對法利賽人嘅一個嘅提醒，亦都成為我哋喺敬拜上邊一個嘅更新。
Today, for the reminder that Jesus told the Pharisee, you also help us to remind ourselves.
你會整個嘅段落嘅起始點係咩事情咧？
So at the beginning of the whole event or story, what's the incident?
你留意第37節嘅時候，說話嘅時候，有一個法利賽人請耶穌同他吃飯，耶穌就進去坐席。
Verse 47 said, when Jesus had finished speaking, a Pharisee invited him to eat with him, so he went in and reclined at the table.
你會留意呢一個係一個喺飯宴嘅情況。
We can see this is is an event of eating.
其實一個法利賽人嘅好心。
Is a Pharisee is good to Jesus.
但係你會留意咧，當佢哋準備食飯嘅時候咧，耶穌入到去嘅時候，就法利賽人見到耶穌咧入嚟唔洗手喎。
When they were eating, then some Pharisees noticed that Jesus had not washed his hands.
呢種嘅舉動令到咧嗰個法利賽人裏邊咧就好詫異。
And because Jesus did not wash his hand, then Pharisee was really surprised.
今日我哋睇段經文嘅時候，我哋就會諗啊，哎呀，入嚟唔洗手，有咩咁詫異啊？或者有咩即係耶穌應該點解唔洗手啊？係咪啊？你哋入嚟有冇洗手啊？
When we look at the passage, we wonder, why Jesus didn't wash his hand? Because we also wash our hand all the time.
可能我哋今日睇段經文嘅時候，我哋覺得法利賽人嘅要求根本冇問題啊。
When we look at this passage, we think, there's to require the Pharisee to request or ask Jesus to wash her hand is not really something normal.
特別喺呢2年嘅大流行嘅時候，我哋要學習啊，洗手、洗手再洗手。
Especially during the COVID-19, the last 2 years, we have been learning how to wash hands all the time.
但係你會留意咧，耶穌係面對緊當時嘅法利賽人，佢哋對洗手喺宗教上面嘅要求。
Notice that Jesus was facing the challenge of the Pharisee about religious requirement.
法利賽人唔係從一個衞生嘅角度去睇，而從一個宗教嘅要求去睇嘅。
When the view of the Pharisees is not from the health concern, rather from the religious requirements.
如果你有機會去睇出埃及記第30章嘅時候，喺當時喺會幕嘅時候，進會幕之前有一個嘅盤叫做洗作盤。
So when we pay attention to Exodus chapter 30, when the people need to get into the tent of meeting, there is a basin for washing.
呢個洗作盤嘅功用係將當祭司進入去會幕嘅時候，佢需要喺呢個洗作盤洗手。
And the bronze basin was required for washing the hand when the priest get into the tent of meeting.
呢個洗作盤就提醒祭司，當我哋侍奉嘅時候，我哋要警醒，我哋要聖潔。
So that basin is how to remind the priest to be clean before they can enter the altar.
亦都恐怕當祭司喺出邊可能沾染到一啲嘅唔潔淨嘅時候，洗作盤嘅嗰啲嘅水佢潔淨咗，以致佢侍奉嘅時候唔會俾神去擊殺。
So also the basin is something how to clean the dirt of the hand. So they when they get into the altar, they won't be killed by God.
嗱，呢一個係喺摩西嘅時代對祭司特別亞倫嘅佢嘅後裔裏邊一啲嘅要求。
This is what the law require in the Old Testament to the priest or Aaron.
咁法利賽人就將呢一種嘅觀念擺咗喺嗰度，咁不如食飯前我哋一齊洗手。
But the Pharisees extend this thinking, not even further. They require that before the meal they have to wash the hand.
個重點唔係洗唔洗手，個重點嘅時候嗰種嘅要求如果你唔做，你就唔合嗰個宗教嘅要求。
The view is not on about the requirement. It's about washing hand is regarding its religious requirement.
透過呢個情況去提醒當時嘅法利賽。
So Jesus used this to remind the Pharisee.
因為當佢哋進入呢個筵席嘅時候，其實發生咗一啲事情。
And before they get into the meal or eating, there's something happened.
耶穌喺當中去提醒嘅時候，特別強調咗你哋嘅眼睛就是你哋身上嘅燈啊！你哋嘅眼睛若嘹亮，全身就光明；眼睛若昏花，全身就黑暗。所以你們要醒察，恐怕你們裏頭嘅光或者黑暗了。若是你全身光明，毫無黑暗，就必全然光明，如同燈嘅明光照亮你。即係換句話講嘅時候，我哋裏邊我哋嘅眼睛有冇黑暗咗？如果我哋睇錯咗，好容易會影到我哋裏邊就變咗黑暗。
That means that with the eyes getting dark, that's because and then lost the light because if that is the case, then we cannot see the right thing.
耶穌就透過呢一個嘅提醒當時嘅法利賽人，你哋嘅眼係睇錯咗啲嘢，以致你哋嘅心亦都開始分化。
So Jesus reminded the Pharisee that because your eyes focus on the wrong thing, and at the same time your heart shift to a different area or lost the focus.
耶穌特別第一樣嘢提醒當時嘅法利賽人，佢哋錯喺邊度？
So Jesus reminded the Pharisee that is one important thing they have done wrong.
耶穌引用佢哋當時佢哋嘅一種嘅教導同埋習慣。
So Jesus used one of the practice or the teaching they have during that time to remind them.
第39節咁樣話，主對他說：如今你們法利賽人洗淨杯盤嘅外面，你們裏邊卻栽滿勒索同埋邪惡。
Verse 39 said, Then the Lord said to him, Now then, your Pharisee clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside you are full of greed and wickedness.
你呢種洗手嘅規矩嘅裏面，可能只係一個外表嘅神睇咩？神睇你嘅內心有冇潔淨，呢個更加嘅重要。
To practice washing hands it's just something so as a appearance or so, but rather God want to look inside yourself. Is it clean or not?
耶穌唔係反對洗手，
So Jesus is not against washing hands.
因為佢跟住講話無知嘅人啊，做外邊的不也做裏邊麼？
Because Jesus said later that you foolish people did not the one who make the outside make the inside too also.
但耶穌會提醒當時嘅法利賽人，嗰啲嘅法利賽人只係做外表而忽略咗裏邊，其實內外都同樣更加嘅重要。
Jesus reminded the Pharisees that because they just pay attention to the outside without looking at the inside. But both outside is important.
我好靚啊！
Does the cups look nice? Yes, it's really nice.
咁靚嘅杯我哋做乜嘢？
So what is cup for?
以前我哋有個櫃，櫃裏邊就擺呢啲杯。
In the past, we have a cupboard, and the cupboard is full of those kind of dishes, set or cup set.
好多人買就買呢啲杯，我哋咩啊？我哋擺啊！
So lots of people buy this thing just for display.
當你擺呢啲杯，你出邊買得靚靚就得㗎啦。
For those kind of this set, we just make sure it's clean outside.
但如果呢個杯我哋飲咧，
But if you use this cup for drinking,
你就好抗生裏邊嘅喎，其實內去都要啊，係咪？裏邊都緊要㗎，係咪？
then we're more concerned about is the inside clean or not.
哎呀，弟兄姊妹啊，如果我哋喺當中去了解呢一杯，如果從一個擺設嘅角度，我哋好只係需要外表；但如果從實用嘅角度，我哋需要裏邊。
So, brother, sister, if we know that if the cup is just for decoration, then we're more concerned about outside. But if for make it to use or make it functional, we should make inside clean.
今日我哋做基督徒，
Today, we as Christians,
你做外邊定做裏邊？
what you more concerned about, inside or outside?
你嘅做基督徒係做愛嚟擺啊，定愛嚟去見證緊神啊？
So you we as Christians, are you for decoration or really make it
而家
function?
做一個掛名或者做一個擺設嘅基督徒，我哋只有外邊好聖潔、好屬靈就得。但係如果我哋真係要追求我哋生命裏邊有突破，我哋生命能夠感染人，我哋需要求神去做一個清潔嘅心，喺裏邊有正直嘅靈。
So we're just for as a Christian for decorating, then we don't care about the inside, right? But if we are really try to be relationship with God, then we really are functional Christian. We have to pay attention to our inside.
當你做基督徒，你同神最好嘅關係係幾時？一個星期。
As a Christian, when's your best time or best relationship with God in a week?
會唔會係崇拜嗰陣時候咧？
Just during the worship time?
或者喺崇拜嘅時候，我哋先最表現得我哋好似一個好敬畏神嘅基督徒。
Or just during the time of worship, we seems to be the best
或者喺
Christian
我
that
哋平時裏邊啲人睇唔到我哋係一個基督徒。
or and then in a regular day, people don't see us as Christians.
如果我哋做基督徒，我哋平時嘅時候，哇，即係原形不露啊，跟住惡死能登，但係翻到嚟嘅時候就好屬靈，係好乖，好堅強。基督徒會唔會俾人感覺好似有啲精神分裂咧？
So would that be similar of kind of behavior, split behavior? We in the normal day we act like very aggressively, and then in the Sunday we very so humble ourselves.
姊妹，今日我哋嚟到神嘅面前，我哋好想得到神嘅祝福。
Today when we're in front of God, we want to get the blessing from God.
乜嘢先得到真正嘅祝福？
But how we can get the true blessings?
只要把你們裏邊嘅施捨俾人，凡物於你們都潔淨。
But give what is inside the dish to poor, and everything will be clean for you.
從心裏邊付出。
From our heart to behave.
呢個係真正嘅潔淨。
This is the true pure heart.
你洗幾多次？如果你用心，你嘅心 都未必係潔淨。
If you don't use heart to cleanse, then our heart will never be pure.
大衛喺詩篇29篇提醒我哋，
King David reminds us in chapter 29 of Psalms.
佢話神嘅眾子啊，你們要將榮耀能力歸給耶和華，歸給耶和華，要將耶和華嘅名所當得嘅榮耀歸給他，以聖潔嘅裝飾敬拜耶和華。
Ascribe to the Lord, Almighty ones, ascribe to the Lord glory and strength, ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name, worship the Lord in the splendor of his holiness.
乜嘢叫聖潔嘅裝飾？
What it means, a splendor of his holiness.
係咪淨係一件好靚嘅衫？
Just a very beautiful cloth.
我哋敬拜唔反對你着靚衫，
Of course, we were against that you wearing nicely during the worship.
但係大衛更加提醒呢種聖潔嘅裝飾係你生命裏邊嗰種嘅潔淨。
But King David reminds us the splendor is also about our pure heart.
耶穌提醒當時嘅法利賽人，亦都聖經記載係提醒我哋一班嘅基督徒，我哋嚟到神嘅面前去敬拜嘅時候，內心你嘅潔淨比外表更加嘅重要。
So the scripture mentioned Jesus reminded Pharisees, but also reminding us that our pure heart is more important than a nice appearance.
咁我哋點樣預備自己去敬拜神？
So how we should prepare to worship God?
你嚟到神嘅面前求主潔淨你。
And we get in front of God and pray for God to cleanse our heart.
唔單止咁，我哋更加喺每一日嘅裏邊，我哋追求一個聖潔嘅生命。
And also we need to seek for a holy life every day.
呢種嘅追求，呢種嘅態度去預備你嘅敬拜，係更加有意思。
Such a seeking and attitude every day is more important, more meaningful than just worship.
當你留意第42節嘅時候，你們法利賽人有禍，因為你們將薄荷、芸香並各樣嘅菜蔬獻上1/10。
In verse 42, it said, "Woe to the Pharisee, because you give God a tenth of your mint, root, and all other kinds of garden herbs."
你會留意到耶穌用芸香去提醒當時嘅法利賽人係關於奉獻嘅問題。
We can see that Jesus also reminded the Pharisee for the herbs, for the root to about the offerings.
當然係摩西教導喺《申命記》裏邊咁樣去記載，你們要把撒種嘅所產，就是你們田地每年所出嘅1/10，又要把你嘅五穀新酒和油1/10，並牛群羊群嘅頭身，吃在耶和華面前，就是你們所選擇要立為他名嘅居所，這樣你們就可以學習時常嘅敬畏耶和華你嘅神。
It was a teaching from Moses in Deuteronomy that be sure to set aside a tenth of all your fields produce each year. Eat the tithe of your grain, new wine and oil, and firstborn of your herbs and the flock in the presence of the Lord your God at the place he will choose as dwelling for his name, so that you may learn to reward the Lord your God always.
好多人去睇奉獻嘅時候，好留意我要奉獻幾多。
Everything people always think how much we should do for the
聖
offering.
經講到1/10。
The Bible also mentioned 1 out of 10.
法利賽人亦都要求係人去1/10。
And also was required to first to get a tenth of the
好多嘢好有彈性嘅喎。
But sometimes we try to make it flexible.
我喺花園裏邊你種嗰啲嘅香，我想俾1/10。
So just the herbs from my garden, I'm going to offer 1/10.
法利賽人管係乜嘢都要獻啊，全部都要獻。
But actually, we should or the Pharisees should offer all 1/10 of all they have.
弟兄姊妹啊，你會留意摩西嘅教導。
Brothers, pay attention to the teaching Moses.
摩西嘅教導當然係俾一個階拉佢1/10，亦都提咗個重點係咩啊？這樣你們就可以學習時常去敬畏耶和華你們嘅神。原來透過咁樣嘅奉獻，咁樣擺上，你去學習去敬畏主啫。
So Moses mentioned about the tenth, but also mentioned that so that you may learn to revere the Lord your God always. So not just about the amount, it's also how to what's the best way to
即係換句嚟講，奉獻嘅重點唔係奉獻幾多，而係喺奉獻嘅過程，我哋要保持一個敬畏神嘅心、愛主嘅心、感恩嘅心，去回應神嘅愛嘅心，去擺上你嘅奉獻。
So the focus is not just on the one amount. There's also do we learn how to love or revere our God, or in what's the attitude when we offer the money?
法利賽人佢哋將個奉獻裏邊擺錯咗嘅重點。
But the Pharisees put the wrong.
反對1/10，但係個重點有啲更加重要。
But the Pharisees put the wrong focus on the offering. They even though they agree that it should be 1/10.
呢個就係耶穌喺當時提醒一班嘅法利賽人，佢話：嗱，公義愛神嘅事反倒不作。這原是你們當行的，也是你們不可不行的。
So Jesus reminded the Pharisee that, but you get justice and the love of God, you should have practiced the latter without learning the former undone.
喺路加福音裏邊，佢提到公義同埋愛神嘅事。
In the Gospel of Luke, Jesus mentioned the justice and the love of God.
你睇到馬太福音嘅提到公義、憐憫、信實。
In the Gospel Matthew also mentioned justice, mercy, and faithfulness.
所以個重點唔係行公義、慈愛或者信實，但係每一樣嘢聖經嘅教導，呢啲嘅美善嘅嘢，我哋嘅實踐，以至彰顯你嘅生命，呢個係重點。
So the focus is we learn all this that we should learn about the justice, mercy, or faithfulness from the Bible, but have we ever put into practice?
我哋公義啊！
So if we think we are justice,
神係慈愛，我哋有慈愛。
because God has mercy, then we should have
我
mercy.
有恩慈，我哋要彰顯神嘅恩慈。
Because God has faithfulness, we also reveal His faithfulness.
耶穌去提醒法利賽，生命嗰種嘅美麗實踐同埋彰顯，比你奉獻多少更為重要。
So the scripture reminds us that how to practice all this and glorify God is more important than about, it should be the main focus of our offering.
路加福音去咁樣去形容，呢啲係當行嘅事，呢啲係不可不行嘅事。
The Gospel of Matthew said that you should have practice in the latter without leaving the former undone.
馬太福音裏邊講到呢種係更重要嘅事情。
Also, the Gospel of Matthew mentioned this is more important matter of the Lord.
弟兄姊妹，今日我哋喺人生會唔會有一啲好次要嘅嘢，我哋擺咗好重要，好重要嘅嘢我哋擺咗好次要。
Brothers, today when we put something should be minor, may become a major thing, and something major become a minor.
耶穌唔係反對奉獻，不過對比奉獻多少同你生命裏邊有冇流露主，有冇流露主更加重要。
So Jesus didn't against the offering, but more important is that we are alive, we real what God wants us to.
今日我哋嚟到主嘅面前，
Today when we in front of the Lord,
我哋好唔記得帶奉獻，但我哋有冇唔記得咗帶一啲果子俾神咧？
we may remind ourselves, oh, today I forgot the offering, but did we remind ourselves we forgot the fruit?
弟兄姊妹，當我哋嚟到敬拜時，我哋調教翻個重點。嗱，我唔係反對你嘅奉獻，不過耶穌會睇你嘅生命比奉獻多少更加緊要。
Of course, we're not against offering, but Jesus look at your spiritual life more important than the offering.
而 以色列人第一任嘅皇帝掃羅。
The first king of Israel, King Saul.
當佢打仗勝利嘅時候，神祝福佢啊。不過佢好留戀到擄掠嘅物品啊，啲牛羊啊，同埋嗰啲當滅嘅物。
So when he won the war, he of course is a blessing of the Lord, but he more focused on the material he can get.
呢啲係當滅嘅物，呢啲神唔中意嘅嘢。
Because this is
或者係要獻俾神嘅嘢。
Because it should be something that he should offer to God, and this is something unclean that he should not get.
當撒母耳去揾掃羅，而聽到掃羅點解有牛羊嘅聲音
？When Samuel visited King Saul, and he heard the noise made by the
掃羅見啲
animals.
可以隱藏，跟住佢就講咗一樣嘢咯。哎呀，係啊，我準備嚟獻俾神嘅。
So King Saul realized that he cannot hide anymore, so he excused that, oh, this is something I'm going to offer to the Lord.
而撒母耳佢講咗一句好出名嘅説話，去提醒掃羅。
So Samuel speaks a very important thing that to remind King Saul.
撒母耳話：耶和華喜悅燔祭和平安祭，喜悅人聽從他的話呢。聽命勝於獻祭，順從勝於公羊嘅自由。
So Samuel replied, "Does the Lord delay in burnt offering and sacrifice as much in obeying the voice of the Lord? To obey is better than sacrifice, and to hear is better than the fat of rams."
弟兄姊妹，今日我哋嚟到神嘅面前，咁我哋能夠再一次問一問神今日喜悅期望我獻啲乜嘢嘢俾佢
？Today, when we in front of God, so we review ourselves or reflect ourselves, and that what God wants us to offer or sacrifice today.
保羅喺羅馬書裏邊咁樣被提醒我哋，佢話：所以弟兄們啊，我以神嘅慈悲勸你們將身體獻上，當作活祭，係聖潔嘅，係神所喜悅嘅。你們如此侍奉，乃是理所當然，不要效法這個世界，只要心意更新而變化，叫你們察驗何為神的善良、純全、可喜悅嘅旨意。
Paul reminds us in the book of Romans, "Therefore I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your body as living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve that God's will is His good, pleasing, and perfect will."
耶穌提醒當時嘅法利賽人第一樣，提醒佢哋內外擺錯咗重點。
So Jesus reminded the Pharisees at the time, the first thing that they put the focus wrong on outside or inside.
第二方面喺呢一度，神透過回鄉去提醒佢哋嗰種嘅輕重擺錯咗重點。
So Jesus also remind the Pharisees who reps that what is more, they put the importance wrong in the wrong order.
活出基督嘅生命比我哋奉獻多少更加重要。
To just remind them that living for Christ is more important than the offering.
當我哋延續呢個嘅段落嘅時候，我哋留意第43節。
When we continue to look at the passage, page 10 verse 43.
提醒當時一班嘅法利賽人話：你們法利賽人有禍啦，因為你們喜愛會堂嘅守衛，又喜愛人在街市上問你們嘅安。
So Jesus will remind the Pharisees that woe to your Pharisees, because you love and most important sit in the synagogues and greeting in the marketplace.
你會留意法利賽人追求係咩？追求人對佢哋嘅稱讚。
So what the Pharisees seeking is the pleasing from the people.
法利賽人嘅重點係咪啊？擺咗喺自己嘅身上。
So the Pharisees put their focus or centers in make it on themselves.
弟兄姊妹，當我哋敬拜個重點應該擺邊度啊？
When we worship, what should be the focus?
個重點就係擺喺神自己嗰度喎。
And this focus should be pleasing God.
咁你 我哋唔係着重人哋點樣稱讚，而係我哋點樣去敬拜神，去頌讚我哋嘅主。
And the worship is not about peace by other people, rather than is how to praise God and peace by God.
耶穌點樣回應當時法利賽人嘅問題？
So how Jesus respond to the problem of the
四
Pharisees?
十四節裏邊話：你們有禍啦，因為你們如同不顯露嘅墳墓，走在上面嘅人並不知道。
Verse 44 said, "Woe to you, because you are like unmarked graves, which men walk over without knowing it."
好似根本都有個墳墓，根本下邊葬咗邊個，根本都冇寫到邊個。
There
冇人
is
知啊！
there's a grave that is unmarked and no one knows who is it for.
當你好想人稱讚你，冇人知啊，好慘㗎。
When you want to please by other, but no one knows, it's really painful and upset experience.
人哋稱讚你嘅，原來你咁追求㗎，人哋又唔知啊，又係好慘嘅，因為佢未必有心。
Well, when you try to be pleased by other, but then other don't know that you want to be pleased, then it's not a bad experience.
當我哋嚟到神嘅面前去敬拜，
Brothers, when we worship today in front of God,
乜嘢係重點？
what should be the focus and the important things?
個中心唔係擺喺我哋度，而係擺喺神自己。
And
神係我哋敬拜嘅中心，唔係我哋自己。
the worship should be God-centered. It's not our or self-centered.
第二方面，我哋敬拜係向神去頌讚，而唔係去接受人對你嘅稱讚。
And also, worship is for pleasing God instead of pleasing ourselves.
當我哋睇啟示錄嘅時候，我唔知你有冇留意一段嘅經文。
When we look at the Revelation, I'm not sure you pay attention to our words.
喺啟示錄第11章第1節裏邊咁話，佢話有一根葦子賜給我，當作量度嘅杖，豈有話說：起來將神嘅殿和祭壇並殿中禮拜嘅人都量一量。
Revelation 11:1 said, "I was given a week like a measuring rope that was told, go and measure the temple of God and the altar and count the worshiper there."
神會量度聖殿，
God will measure the altar.
神會量度祭壇裏邊嘅情況，
God will measure the temple of God and the altar.
神更加會量度喺殿中敬拜嘅人。
God will also count the worshiper there.
弟兄姊妹，今日如果神去量度我哋嘅敬拜，
Today, if God is measuring our worship,
我哋合格嗎？
we will get a passing mark.
神會悅納嗎？
We got
我哋有冇
accept
擺
our
錯咗
worship.
重點啊？
Would we put the wrong
我哋有
focus?
每次嚟到懇切追求同神有接觸有經歷啊？
Are we seeking the relationship with God and try to get the experience?
我哋有冇期望聖靈去改變我哋，以致我哋唔單止每一日都能夠喺一個處於敬拜嘅狀態，我哋活出基督嘅生命。
So are we expecting the spiritual Holy Spirit will transform our lives so we can work like Jesus every day?
希伯來書提醒我哋，我們應當靠着耶穌，常常以頌讚為祭獻給神，即是那承認主名之人嘴唇嘅果子。
The book of Hebrews 13:15 reminds us, through Jesus, therefore, let us continuously offer to God and a sacrifice of peace or of praise, the fruit of lips that confess His name.
讓我哋每一日嘅生命都帶住一個感恩嘅心與神同行。
May all of us have a thankful heart and walk with God every day.
可能會遇到困難，
We
遇
may
到阻滯，
we may face difficulty or challenges.
與主去面對。
So we walk with God.
與其我哋怒髮衝冠，不如我哋去頌讚主，交託俾神，將我哋嘅憂慮卸過俾佢。
So instead of we getting angry, rather than we work with God and walk with God to solve the problems,
一粒好細嘅茴香，
such as small root
人可能係去濕去驅蚊蟲。
Maybe people use it for medical or some general use.
耶穌借助呢個回向去提醒當時嘅法利賽人，我哋連啲濕氣都要去下。
So Jesus could use the root to remind us that
喺裏邊清下毒。
you should get rid of the bad
嘅
practice.
嘢要清除啦。
We should get rid of all this bad practice.
好似食物一樣，讓食物更加能夠提升佢嗰種嘅味道。
Like the herbs that we can make the food taste better.
有時我哋落嗰啲香煮餸落香料，唔需要落得多，落夠就得㗎啦。
So when we put herbs in the food, we don't need to put a lot. That's enough.
當我哋落適當，就提升嗰種嘅味道。
When we put appropriate amount of herbs, then we can make the food tastier.
耶穌提醒當時嘅法利賽人，奉獻唔係多少嘅問題，而係我哋嘅生命有冇流露基督嘅問題。
So Jesus reminded Pharisees that the offering is not about the amount, rather than are we able to reflect what the God expecting us.
琴日我哋派單張，有一組派到一啲人，哎呀，返教會要奉獻啦，咁你唔好返啦，咁就唔使奉獻。佢係唔明白咗奉獻個重點擺錯咗啦，擺錯咗咪要走歪咗咯，擺歪咗走歪咗，咁咪得唔到主嘅祝福咯？咁傻嘅，唔需要，耶穌唔係咁教，明白
？Yesterday, when we tried to spread the gospel and we knock a door and then one respond that because the church need offering, so I will not go to the church. But this is not the true teaching of the Bible, in the Jesus.
每次嚟到神面前，我哋用心將我哋最好嘅。
Every time we get to worship, we prepare the best for the God.
都要同人比較。
We don't need to compare to others.
將我哋嘅最好獻過俾神。
We need to prepare our best and sacrifice to the Lord.
可能有啲人唱歌好嘅，唔係我用心唱一樣咁好。
Some maybe sing better than me, but if I sing by heart, then this is a
如
good
果你
song.
因為哎呀我唱得唔好聽啊，所以我哋唔唱，咁你個 focus 擺咗自己，唔係擺喺神度。
But you think, oh, I don't sing well, then I will not sing. Then you put the wrong focus on yourself rather than on God.
係卑微嘅植物，原來係提醒當時一啲咁高層嘅法利賽人喺佢哋嘅敬拜嘅生命裏邊出現嘅亂子，而耶穌希望能夠糾正佢哋。
So Jesus used such a small plan that to remind the Pharisees that they have put the wrong focus and Jesus want to transform and correct them.
弟兄姊妹，一陣去超級市場，可能你都買到茴香嘅。
Brothers, when you go buy grocery today, you may be able to find roots too.
我同你講係茴香啊，唔係梅香啊，梅香係鹹魚嚟嘅。
Make sure to pick the right root.
一陣試下，一齊去 shopping， 擺啲喺度喺台面提醒下自己，睇望見茴香，哎呀，我睇過一篇度提醒我哋自己去敬拜神。
So let us get some root and remind ourselves that how's our worship life today?
真誠嘅敬拜。
A true worship.
求主幫助你同我。
May God help us to have the true worship life.
能夠喺敬拜上邊能夠蒙主悅納、蒙主祝福。
Such that God will accept our in our worship and get the blessing from true worship.
以至喺我哋嘅敬拜嘅當中，能夠討主自己嘅喜悅。
Such that we can please by God about our worship life.
讓我哋唱一首詩歌作為回應。
Let's sing this one song to.
我哋唱一首詩歌。
Let's sing.
獻己於
My life and let it be.
讓我